right, well, let's get started. We've got a little bit of a recap to go through. I know we covered a lot of ground last week with you in the Vistani camp, and then meeting with the Vistani. You were reunited with Boris, and you also had a chance to meet with Madame Eva, who gave you some interesting information about the valley and about your fates. And she did a tarot card reading for you and gave you some insight into some artifacts that would provide you with a assistance in your quest. She also confirmed that the woman who you're seeking, Esmeralda d'Avenier, is indeed in the valley, although she didn't have much information in terms of where she is right now, but she had met with her only a few days, if not weeks, prior to your arrival. And then she also gave you a bit of insight into someone who would help you in your quest, a hunter. And then also kind of give you some ideas on where you would find Strahd when you were prepared and ready to confront him. After meeting with Madame Eva, you slipped off into sleep and were woken the next day to begin your travels west in search of an ancient stronghold of the Order of the Silver Dragon, Argynvost Holt. Your only real clues as to its whereabouts is that it's on the western road towards the Wizard of Wine winery, and that it is somewhere near a hovel where a strange woman named Jenny Greenteeth is supposed to live and work, and that you might seek her guidance in finding this path, this long, almost forgotten pathway south to the stronghold of Argynvost Holt. And along the way, you had a couple of strange encounters with some giant spiders. Mara was webbed to the stone bridge, and you fought valiantly. Stanley really came into his own and flung some serious arrows around, causing some serious damage. And then Marzen got a chance to use his new spell, the tiny hut spell, which provided you with a nice sanctuary for the evening. You did have, Stan, a strange encounter in the night when you were on watch with a figure in the woods who resembled the visage of your lost friend Thalamir. But when you searched a little bit closer with the help of Marzen, you were unable to locate that individual, as if it had disappeared into the darkness.
It was weird.
Yeah, it was very weird. And I think that's where we can pick up is the next morning. You're well rested. You've each had a long rest, so adjust your character sheets accordingly. And what would you like to do?
Dave, I've got a couple of questions before we get started. One is, would you prefer us to do messages, type messages in Discord or in Roll20?
I think Roll20, because I'm not really looking at Discord at all.
Okay, that's one. The other things are informational that I can't recall if we have been told or not. One of the things I wanted to check with you about is what Strahd's relationship with the Morning Lord was. And I don't know if that's a conversation we need to have offline or if it's something I have to discover along the way, or...
Well, I can tell you what Mara would know is simply what Madame Eva had divulged, is that when Strahd conquered the valley, he brought with him the religion of the Morning Lord.
Okay.
And then you also you have potentially, I guess, from the conversation that you had with Marzen, the idea that perhaps Strahd and Saint Andrel were somehow connected or close with each other. But that was something that is pretty hazy with your recollection from that incident with Strahd.
Okay, because the way the conversation went back and forth last week, it wasn't spelled out specifically that he brought the religion of the Morning Lord. I forget who it was that said, or Madame Eva said he brought the Morning Lord, as if Morning Lord was a personal friend that he brought with, and that's where the question's coming
Yeah,
from.
I don't think Mara would insinuate that. She would. I think it'd be more likely that he brought with him the religion of the Morning Lord to the valley.
Got it. That clarifies that. Thank you. The other thing was Jenny Greenteeth's race brought up at all? What kind of creature she was beyond trickster?
No.
At any point?
No.
I didn't miss anything? All right. And I think that those were my two big questions. Oh, did we ever ask anyone if Esmeralda is traveling with anyone? Guys?
I don't believe you have.
And we know that she's still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we asked if she was traveling with anyone.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying all that stuff.
Sure.
I'm good to go. I appreciate it.
Okay. So the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Should probably pick up the tent and get back out on the road again.
Yep, I'm all for that too.
Yeah, sounds good, guys. A couple things that I wanted to let you know. I prepared a couple of different spells than I usually do. One is Zone of Truth. So you just keep that in mind if we're dealing with this trickster that might come in handy. So just letting you know that I have that in my back pocket.
Right, and if you cast it on me, you'll probably hear the truth.
I think I'd hear the truth anyway.
Okay.
And then I also prepared augury, which is kind of a soothsaying, a little bit of a soothsaying spell. But I have a question for our DM about this.
Okay.
That if I had, because I don't think I actually never asked. But this is requiring some mark sticks, bones, similar tokens worth at least 25 gold pieces.
Yeah, we did we talked about this last time, and it's similar, especially marked sticks, bones, or tokens worth 25 gold pieces. So the token or tokens worth 25 gold pieces could be like Madame Eva's card set, for example. Those are tokens of hers. And so if you had other things, or we're looking to purchase something fancy for this spell, you could do that too.
What I was wondering is if I had maybe had an opportunity, it's too late for Madame Eva to have purchased some from her.
Yeah, it would be too
tarot
late
cards.
At this point.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Right. And then I'm going to just say then no, I can't do that spell, because unless I can actually put actual 25 gold pieces down, utilize that.
You could
my tokens.
You could, if you look at the components, you could use specially marked sticks or bones or similar tokens worth 25 gold pieces. You don't have to have tokens worth 25 gold pieces, but you could. Does that make sense?
Right. So I don't have to use them, but I could use them. Is that what I'm hearing you say?
Yeah, it's an or thing. So if you have specially marked sticks and bones, you could use the spell. Does that make sense?
Well, I'm hearing you say.
Use the spell.
And I want to cast the spell.
Okay.
Before we go.
Okay.
To see what kind of divine what course of action we need to take with this Jenny Greenteeth, because if she's a trickster, I want to be as prepared as possible.
You're being proactive in spells.
In this case, yes, I am.
All right, so let me just take a peek at the spell real quick.
While all this spelling is going on, Stanley's making sure we got all of our stuff and getting ready to go and kind of chomping at the bit. I like the proactive nature.
Are you casting this as a ritual, or are you casting it using a spell slot?
I'm casting it using a spell slot.
Okay. And you are seeking exactly what kind of information?
I would like to how can we best get correct information out of Jenny Greenteeth? What is our best course of action?
Okay. So you throw down your sticks or your bones, whatever you happen to have in your components pouch, and you concentrate on them. And as they fall, you feel this overwhelming sense of uncertainty. You feel a sense of weal and woe.
Ill and woe.
Mm-hmm.
It's good and bad.
It's not helpful at all. All right.
All right. Anything else that you want to do before you leave? The camp?
I want to see if friend Thalamir left any tracks on the road. I want to go over and
Sure.
look at where I figured he was and see if there's any evidence of.
Yeah, I'll help him investigate too.
Okay. All right. You can roll a survival check to look for tracks, and since you're being helped, you can roll with advantage.
Oh my!
Hey, yeah.
Survival.
Yeah.
But advantage on here. Do it like a professional and roll.
Nice.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, there. You go to exactly the location where you saw Thalamir, or what you thought to be Thalamir, standing, and there are no tracks at all. There are no tracks there.
Should have been tracks there. I look around and like, what the fuck? There should be tracks, and I don't see anything, huh?
Right.
Maybe it was some type of illusion.
Yeah.
Or a ghost.
All right, moving on. Come on, guys, let's go down the road.
Yeah, I've been waiting for you guys.
All right, so you set out on the road and you make your way. Again, it's a typical Barovian morning. It's still dark. There's a thick mist hanging along the edges and across the roadway. It's crisp, it's cold, you can see your breath, and you feel a chill, so you kind of pull your cloaks tightly as you set out from camp. Not having struck a fire the night before, there's a bit of a chill, although you were able to stay warm within the confines of your tiny hut. As you walk along, the day progresses, and you do recall both Marzen and Stan, and possibly Mara, I can't quite remember, but you do recall the creatures that you saw during your watches the night before. A lot of spiders.
There's some stuff out in the woods.
Yep, and Stan, you in particular recall back to your short hunting foray where you caught the rabbit the night before, and the chattering and the clicking in the trees. And occasionally throughout the morning as you're walking, you hear something similar, but you can't quite place where it is, and you don't see anything emerge from the woods or come at you, but you do hear things off in the distance. Chattering and clicking.
Forest is one of my familiar habitats. I would work best, or I would work to reassure traveling companions that, hey, there's stuff going on. I'm at unease, but watching like crazy. Just keep your guard on, because stuff is weird around here. This is a weird woods.
No, you keep eating snozberries and you're seeing shit in the night.
Snozberries. Keep your snozberries close, crew.
I think we'll just keep on moving through.
Just keep on moving, and kind of I'm working to help us be quiet and blend in and not stand out. Still walking on the road, but watching and figuring out that if we needed to move off the road, what the terrain is like, and keeping tabs on if we needed to be evasive, I'd be ready.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a perception check, Stan. Oh, very nice. It wouldn't have been with advantage, but we'd take the left one anyways, which is a 20. So as you're walking along, and your senses are heightened, your vigilance is heightened, and you are keeping an eye out both sides of the roadway, ahead of you, occasionally looking behind you. And as you're walking along and the hard, kind of frosty, frozen ground is beginning to thaw, you pick up one, then two, then three, then a set, and you start to see large wolf tracks, fresh tracks in the roadway.
Oh my. Eyes, you watch out. There's wolves going the same way we are.
And in fact, they cross the path that you're moving along from one side to the other.
It's happened to me in real life.
A little bit farther down the trail, a second track comes back the other way, as if it's meandering back and forth.
How fresh do they look?
Heads up, we just picked them up after the frost is went out of the ground. So this is like near where are they tracks. Eddie, we're liable to see wolves here shortly.
Okay, you continue on, and again you pick up
Keep going.
more wolf tracks as you're moving down, and then you tend to notice that there are more of them now. Still crossing the road, as if they're bisecting the road, sort of bisecting the area. Did you want to do something, Marzen?
More than 6?
No, I was trying to read it, then I think it linked it up. So I was thinking about it.
Okay. Sorry, what was that, Stan?
More than 6 pair of wolf tracks?
You see one set of tracks multiple times crossing the pathway. Those were individual prints that you saw as the ground was thawing, and now you see legitimate trails. One trail in particular going back and forth.
All right, but there's not more than 6 wolves.
Not to your knowledge, as with your tracking ability, you believe there to be one large wolf that has recently been walking back and forth down this trail that you're on right now.
Correct. I recommend we keep going.
Okay.
What if we climb up in the tree and try to bait it? If it's this narrow, we could try to draw it out.
Could, but it's like it's one wolf, dude. If it were 6, I would say, yeah, let's go up in the trees. But as long as it's not more than 1 or 2, let's keep going. There's a good chance that 1 or 2 will just leave us alone. But if we got like 6 of them, yeah, let's go up in the trees.
I don't know. It's those are some mighty big paws.
No, but there's 3 of us, and we could can take care of 1 or 2 wolves.
Yeah, until the thing I'm afraid of is the signals for other wolves to come.
You guys think we should open the trees?
Or try to do something to see if we can
All right,
draw it out.
I got a big animal trap here. We can put it in there. If somebody's got some bait we could throw down, I could make a set, and we can crawl up in the trees and hang around for a little bit. But I'm excited to put some miles on. I vote we keep going. But if you want to, we could do it right, and I'll set up a trap, and we can climb up in the trees.
How long have we been walking?
And
It's probably like late morning, coming close to noon.
we could go for a break.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If we were gonna, eat something anyway, stop and have a little lunch, we could get up in the trees instead and kind of see what happens.
All right, Dave.
What do you think, Marzen?
I'm fine either or. We could either try to set up an ambush or just continue moving?
Vote we keep moving, but if the group says we should take a break, I could totally set up a wolf trap, and we can sit up in the trees and shoot a wolf out of a leg hold trap. That'll be fun too.
Well, if we're going to eat lunch anyway, why don't we just do that? Why don't we eat lunch up in the trees, set a trap while we're eating, and what happens?
All right. Dave, I want to set my animal trap in a likely looking spot on the trail.
Okay, so roll a survival check for me, just a straight roll. Okay, it takes you a little while to get it just right, but you set up your trap, and
I've been walking on this trail for a while now, and I understand kind of what it's looking for. And
yeah, I mean, you know how to set a trap. You've trapped animals before, so you get the trap set, and then the rest of you climb up into the tree as according to your plan, right? Are you all in the same tree or various trees? There's plenty of big trees for you to climb up into. It's a thick forest on either side of this path.
You guys got ranged weapons, right? Got something you can throw or sling or something at these guys?
Yep. How about we all go in separate trees and we'll use a signal, like we'll whistle if we see something.
Or when you hear or see me shoot at it, then open up on it in case I miss. But I'll take point on it. If I catch something in there, I'll shoot it with my bow, and if I miss, back me up, please. Work?
That works. I'll hear a loud cry of the raven. That's probably me. I'll just use a little thaumaturgy and know it's me.
Okay. All right. So you all climb up into 3 different trees, and you have your lunch and you wait.
I roll perception to you should go in that tree, and this would be a good tree for you, and this would be a pretty good tree for you.
Sure.
I want to create a minor illusion by the trap to try to draw stuff in it.
Okay.
Like maybe like a bunny rabbit or something.
We should totally put some bait in there.
Okay.
Did we have any of that rabbit left from last night?
The charred rabbit didn't work in the walk as expected.
Yeah, I'm creating I'm creating bait just with minor illusion too, so we don't need to waste anything.
I think that cooking expedition would probably deter wolves instead of draw them in.
That sounds good, Marzen. I thought it was just sounds. I didn't realize it was a whole thing.
So you can do a sound
it's not
or
a whole
an image.
Thing. Yeah. I'm just going to have like a rabbit squealing just towards the direction of the hunting trap.
Okay, that sounds good. And Stan, with your role, you're able to sort of give some direction to people on which trees to get into. Marzen needs to be within 30 feet of the trap in order to be able to. Well, not necessarily, because you don't need to actually center it right on the trap if you don't want to. But if you do, then you'd have to be within 30 feet.
Yeah, I want to stay 30 feet away. That way I could just continue doing it, because it only lasts for 1 minute. Okay,
so you're going to kind of periodically just blast out a little rabbit squeal?
Yep.
Okay, that sounds good. Let's see. Let's do this. Marzen, roll a deception check just for fun with advantage.
Oh, we're going wolf hunting again.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I guess I don't need to roll a second time. Huh?
No, you only need to. That's fine. You can just roll once. Okay. So it's a little. You're sitting up in the tree and you're eating your lunches, and it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and every once in a while Marzen is letting out this bleat of like an injured rabbit, right, centered over the trap, which is pretty nicely hidden and set. And 10 minutes, like I said, goes by, 20, and then about 30, 35 minutes goes by, and you're kind of getting a little restless, and all of a sudden, Stan, you're the first one to see it. You see walking on the pathway towards where the trap is a wolf, a large wolf on the trail. And it's probably, I don't know, 60 feet out from the trap. And it's slowly walking in.
I'm halfway tempted to cast a hunter's mark on it.
Creeps closer.
Or
and it
it's
stops
the,
for a minute. It's about 55 feet out and it stops and it kind of looks around. Kind of got its head low to the ground. Its ears.
Hunter's mark on it, and I want to shoot it before it gets to the trap.
Okay. It walks a little bit closer. It gets to about 45 feet and it stops.
5 feet from me?
Yep.
5 feet from the trap.
45 feet from
Any
the trap,
closer?
and you're probably 50 feet, 55 feet, 60 maybe. Definitely within range of both your hunter's mark and your longbow.
Right. I want to cast hunter's mark on it and shoot it with the longbow.
All right, roll to hit. Oh, wow. Yeah, you all of a sudden, it just squeals as your arrow strikes it dead in the chest.
Then I want
Go ahead and
to
roll your hunter's mark damage as well. Okay, 1 additional damage.
Oh, come on, Stan.
It's all right.
All right, and then I want to use a second attack, and I want to put Colossus Slayer on it.
Okay.
Then I want to shoot it again.
Well, you have to roll to hit first. Remember, Colossus Slayer doesn't just happen. You have to hit first. Well, that definitely hits. Jesus. Nice shot. So
And
10,
you want me to roll Colossus Slayer again?
No, we'll just use that. Nicely done. Wow. All right, so 2 arrows just fly true and smack this thing in the chest.
Does he get a second hunter's mark damage to it too? Is it per attack?
Oh, yeah, good question.
Whenever
It is.
you hit with a weapon attack. Yeah. All right, nice. At that point, it just turns and runs as fast as it can, given the fact that it's got two arrows sticking out of its chest. It turns
Solid
and starts
arrows.
running. Yep.
Running away, and if so, what direction?
Running away in the direction that you will be walking.
Okay.
Well, we could kind of track it if we want to just keep going through.
Yeah, we gotta keep moving. Good call. Good idea, Marzen. We've got it's bleeding, so it makes it easy for all of us.
Let's hang around for another 5 or 10 minutes. Finish up your lunch and stay quiet. See if anything else comes through. Let's not leave right away. We were pretty quiet with shooting the one wolf. Let's give it another 10 minutes and make sure there's none other that are coming through. In 15, nothing else comes through.
Yeah, you stay for another 10 to 15 minutes, and you don't see anything else that comes into view.
You guys ready to move?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's climb down. I want to collect my animal trap and cover up any evidence. I want to camouflage it so it doesn't look like if anybody else comes through, it doesn't look like we're trapping in the middle of the road. And let's see where that wolf went.
Okay, so you collect your trap, and you continue on down the trail, and you can see at the location where the wolf was standing, there's a pretty sizable blood splatter on the ground, and along with a set of tracks that run down the the roadway, there's also a blood trail, pretty distinct blood trail. It was losing a lot of blood.
Right. I'm looking around to make sure that the arrows didn't go all the way through and I can grab them again. There's a chance that they went all the way through.
They did not go all the way through.
They're still in the wolf.
Yeah.
All right, fine. I marked it down. I'm 15 arrows on fancy ones.
Okay. So you continue down the trail, and it's pretty obvious to watch the blood splatter for a while, but then it starts to trickle off as blood trails do. And you get to a point where you're having a hard time finding the next bit of blood. If you want to look for it, you could roll a perception or an investigation check, or a perception check, I suppose. Yeah, either would do it.
I'm watching for. I'm not an extra trapper. I'm watching for that sign or something that will give us direction to this Jenny Greenteeth, because we were told that it was going to be difficult to find, and these guys, or well, specifically Stan, is watching the trail. I'm keeping my eyes on the other people.
Sure.
Right. I'm watching for other wolves, and I'm watching for this one too, and I just rolled hot perception.
Yeah, you did. So Stan, you see a bit of blood on some of the leaves just off the trail, and it indicates to you that the wolf disappeared off of the roadway and into the forest.
Well, I
Have
don't think
any-
you'll mess with us.
Do I have any idea how much hit points dire wolf has? How hard I hit it? Do I have any idea, especially considering that perception? I have any idea how much left that dire wolf has? If I tap it one more time, it's done?
You wouldn't know how many hit points it has. You would know that you hit it very well and that you did a lot of damage to it. That's what you would know. And especially based on the blood splatter at the site of the impact.
And how much blood it had lost.
Yeah.
And down the trail. I figure I can go in after this thing. If I hit it one more time, it's done. Chances are pretty good. Because I got Hunter's Mark on it still.
Well, if you want to go into the woods, that's all on you. I'm more for just continuing on the trail.
What do you guys think? Can I go in there? Go in there 200 yards and see if I can get this thing and be done with it, be off our track. You guys stay on the road, cover me. You hear me howling, come after me. Come in and back me up. What do you think?
Sure.
I could continue down the road, but I think if I hit this thing one more time, it's going to be done. We'll have rest assured that we don't have a dire wolf on our trail, wounded one. Kind of want to go into the woods and finish this thing off. Game?
Yep, go ahead.
All
We'll
right,
just
go ahead.
continue on.
All right, I want to go into the woods on my own and finish this wolf off.
All right, so you slip into the woods following the blood trail, and we'll come to you in a second. Mara and Marzen, what are you going to do while Stan is off in the woods?
We'll just keep walking the trail, pretty much. He said he'll yell out if he needs help. Not like running down the road, but just casually slowing down and walking and listening.
Okay. And Mara, you said you're keeping an eye out for any sign of this Jenny Greenteeth's location, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
because we had been told it would be hard to find, so.
Okay, why don't you roll a perception check as well, so we'll have that on the board. Nice. Okay, so just kind of remember that for now. Stan, you slip into the woods and you follow the blood trail, and it leads 20 feet. You find another leaf covered in blood, as if the wolf passed by here. You can tell by looking at it that it's still losing a significant amount of blood. But as the forest thickens and darkens, it's getting harder and harder to follow. But given the fact
I'm being careful that I don't really need this wolf, but I'm kind of going after it, but I'm being reserved too. not like on the warpath on I gotta get this wolf, but I'm kind of, yeah, it'd be nice, but I'm keeping an eye that I don't want to double cross my buddies. Kind of like to roll survival to make sure that I should still continue on.
Okay.
Sound good?
Yeah.
I can't tell anything.
So you like I said, you make it 20 feet in. You find another blood splatter. You go another 5 feet in. You see another blood splatter. You see a couple of broken branches.
Still going on.
You're still on its trail.
Yeah, still continuing on deeper.
You see a branch with wolf hair that was scraped off the body. So you're about 30, 35 feet into the woods now. Roll a perception check for me. Okay.
On it.
You continue on. You make it about 50 feet into the woods, and you stop and you listen, and you can hear heavy breathing and panting from just up ahead. You can't see anything, but you can hear some whimpering.
I'm gonna move from the bow and get my
What's that, Stan?
said if it seems like it's really close, I'm gonna move from my bow and get my quarterstaff ready with 2 hands.
Your quarterstaff, okay. So you sling your bow and you pull out your quarterstaff. Got it. And you move forward.
Move forward and really try to find this wolf. I'm being super quiet and just creeping along. I'm going to sneak up on this wounded animal, and I'm going to bludgeon it with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
My plan.
All right. Give me 1 second here.
I'm really going to try to sneak up on it and get close and just whack the shit out of it.
Sure. Give me another second here. I got to look up something. Okay. Okay, so you...
Keep in mind that we're 17 perception here.
I can see it. Don't worry. But I appreciate the reminder.
I'm sticking up for myself.
You should.
Nervy shit going on right here.
Okay, you move forward. Hold on a second here. What the hell? My screen is frozen for a second for whatever reason, which is kind of lame.
Agree.
Okay, you come forward and you see it through the trees. You can see the form of this furry black creature laying on the ground, whimpering and crying out. It's about 15 feet ahead of you.
I want to rush it and bludgeon it with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Let me do this here. I'll bring you over to.
You can do animal handling. I'd take that.
All right, so this is in the woods here. Can you see where we're at? Are you
It's
with
coming
me?
together. And with stand by.
Okay.
Getting there. I'm looking at black screen right now. Around to see if
yeah, I can see my token, but the screen's black. I don't know if you have it.
Oh, sure. Hold on a sec.
I don't see my token or anything. I've just got a turn order, but nothing in the turn order box.
I've got turn order and black screen.
There we go.
There we go.
All right, I see Stan.
Yep.
I don't have my...
Nope, you're not here.
Okay.
Stan, click on your token. Oh, that's Marzen.
I was going to say, that's me.
Yep. Marzen, you're roll initiative.
That's why I was confused.
All right.
All
So
right,
I just
Stan.
pop out of nowhere.
Roll initiative. All right. So, Stan, as you see it, it's about 15 feet away, and it sees you at the same time, but it's laying on the ground, prone, and you have the initiative.
I'm gonna rush it and bludgeon it with my quarterstaff, 2 hands.
Okay. Go for it. Oh yeah, you hit it. You hit it hard.
And I still have,
You still have
Hunter's Mark
Colossus
on it.
Slayer and Hunter's Mark.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. So a total of 6. Oh yeah.
Colossus Slayer kind of underachieved, but I hope that's enough.
Yeah, you crush it. It's dead.
Excellent. I want to pick it up and haul ass back to the woods.
All right. So as you pick
Incidentally,
it up,
for the whole group,
as you pick it up, you hear a clicking noise, loud clicking in the trees above you, and you see
fucking spiders.
2 spiders.
Oh. Yes, I see the spiders. As soon as I see them, I yell, "God damn, come here and help me out. There's fucking spiders."
And one of the spiders moves over you, and it sends a web at you and the wolf. You're trying to pick the wolf up.
I'm gonna drop the wolf as soon as I see spiders and
you'll be able to on your turn. You'll be able to do that kind of stuff on your turn. But first of all, a web shoots down and
spiders. God damn.
misses you. What's your armor class?
15, right around there. 14.
Yeah, totally. It misses you. Luckily.
I'd be interested in dropping that fucking wolf as soon as possible.
The other spider moves in and shoots its web at you and hits.
17.
Oh.
Yep. You are
hard.
You're restrained.
Restrained.
Yep.
Any chance I got that word out that God damn, there's spiders here?
Yeah, you were able to yell that out.
Okay.
Let's see. So now it's your turn, Stan. So a couple things. You can't move. You have disadvantage on attacks, and attacks against you have advantage. You can try to break free of the webbing by rolling a strength check. You can try to
strength is a whole lot of help.
You can try to use
help me out.
You can also try to use your I don't know if you have a knife or something, but it's going to be hard to cut through it with your quarterstaff. That's going to be tough.
Yes, quarterstaff is no help.
Not
short sword is no help. I'm going to yell shit that get off of that trail, get over here and help me get out of these spiders. Help!
Let's see. What's your passive perception, Marzen and Mara?
And also, the wolf is dead, but there are spiders in here.
You got a 10.
I got 4.
How far?
No, I think it's probably more than that, Mara. It's probably
what?
It's going to be
underneath your skills.
Yeah, it's going to be higher than 4. I think it's probably 14.
Right, where am I not seeing this?
It's directly under
down
your
below
skills.
Next one below the box for skills. Didn't roll very good.
I'm sorry, 14.
Okay. Yeah,
well,
Mara,
14.
you hear a faint shout from the woods, but it's really faint.
I'm only like 100 feet off the trail. It was near
you're
within
webbed.
bow range.
Webbed, man. Ah, crap. Sounds like Stan's in trouble. We gotta go.
All right.
But then I want to.
Why don't
Try it.
Mara? Why don't you and Marzen roll initiative for me too to get you in the rotation here?
I've still got attack
Yep.
in my turn.
Yep.
So I want to try a strength check to just bust the shit out of it's finding me. Luck with that. Oh, Stan, that isn't going to get you out of there. Bound up. I have another attack. Can I try it again?
Give me a second here. What did you roll, Mara? 19. All right, Stan. What are you're trying to break free with a strength check? You are unable
I tried to
to.
break free, and I'm unable to.
Yep.
I have one more attack, being that I'm 2 attacks now.
Sure. Yeah. You can try again if you'd like.
Or short swords. Any help? I don't know if I can get at short swords when I'm bound.
I think it's gonna be really hard to draw a sword when you're
really hard.
tied up in web. Yeah. I think your best bet is to try to break it with your strength.
All right, try one more strength, and you gotta need nice prices recommendations. That's my best bet is strength.
I mean, you can try to bash it with your quarterstaff if you want.
But the quarterstaff is going to be all.
It's at disadvantage.
Quarterstaff is going to be all piled up with me, and
correct.
Quarterstaff. Would I do it with 2 hands, or would it be 1 hand? It'd be 1 hand, 1d6 bludgeoning with disadvantage, huh?
Correct.
You recommend strength?
You got to do what Stanley would do.
Stanley would say that quarterstaff is all bound up in all this spider webs and shit. We'll try strength one more time. Hey, that's better.
That is better. You break free. You burst through the webbing.
I'm going to run straight toward the road and keep my eyes freaking peeled for my buddies coming at me. And if I spot them, I'm going to say, no, get to the road, get away from these spiders. We're getting out of here.
Okay, so it's going to take half your movement to stand up, and then you can move 15 feet.
No chance that Hunter's Mark or Colossus Slayer would help me out for movement. No, that's all attack stuff.
Right. Yeah, nice try, though.
All right, it was a nice try. I'm thinking through this shit here. Yeah, I want to stand up. I want to bolt toward the road, and I want to yell to my friends that I'm coming at you. Head for the road. Let's get the F out of here. I'm going to try to run away from these spiders.
Okay. All right.
Attack of opportunity.
Go ahead. Yeah, you can move 15 feet if you'd like.
I don't know where the road is.
Here, let me put a directional for you.
Or you can just move me toward the road.
How's that?
Can I juke? Then go?
You have to go. No, you have to go in either left or right or up or down.
We started here.
Yep.
I guess I don't want
an
attack of opportunity on both of them, so I'll just take an attack of opportunity on that one and then get away from as far away as I can.
Okay.
And I think I can move that far.
Nope.
Positive.
Nope.
Because he's going to bind me again.
5, 10, 15. Right? You have 30 feet of movement total, and it took you half your movement to get up.
And I got 30
and
feet.
And you're going to take an attack of opportunity with a bite attack. Let's see what happens here. 16. I believe that.
And spiders. Yes, I'm only 14.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Let's see, saving throws, Constitution, at least for plus and not minus. Oh, that's not going to do it.
Nope. You take
Still whack me.
5 piercing damage from the bite, and you feel this stinging, burning sensation as poison is injected into your flesh for an additional 14 damage. So you took 19 damage total. Shit.
Fucking spiders. Take care of that for me, or do I need to?
You can. That brings it to the spider's turn.
Did you read the poison all the way? Not trying to kill us even more, but...
Poison damage reduces to 0. The target is stable with poison for 1 hour.
Fucking poison. Goddamn spiders.
What am I missing?
The paralyzed?
Yeah, you're...
Smitty.
Target is stable but poisoned for 1 hour, even after regaining hit points, and is paralyzed while poisoned. Oh yeah, you can't move.
I can't.
Yeah.
Much 19?
Yep. Shit. Well, I mean, you did run off into the woods by yourself. All right, giant spider time. This spider is going to move forward, and it's going to try to web you.
As it should.
Yeah, and given that you're paralyzed, I believe it's going to probably have advantage. Web. Oh yeah. Not only are you paralyzed, but you're also restrained, which I think is a double whammy. But that does bring us to Marzen. Marzen, you and Mara are down here at the bottom of the map. Actually,
incidentally, I did my best to say, "Oh shit!" I was getting poisoned and webbed. And
actually, you would be. Here's the edge of the road, guys. So you would be starting right here.
Shoot at him from there.
All right.
Maybe you can see him.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. What will I do? I'll cast Dissonant Whispers. The level 1 spell.
Okay.
On the one to the right.
Okay. And that is a wisdom save, correct?
Yep.
And I rolled 15.
Let me double check. It fails.
Fails?
16.
Okay, so it takes 3d6. Go ahead and roll your damage. Nice. Very nice. Okay. It hisses and it moves away from you. It has to take its full movement, correct?
Yep.
Yep.
Get that thing the fuck out of here. Thank you.
It just disappears into the trees beyond your view, Marzen.
All right.
Anything else you want to do?
Help.
I'll cast. I'll do a bardic inspiration on Mara. So like, hey, hurry up! We gotta save him. He's stuck.
He's
smooth. Get him the hell out of here.
All right, Mara, you are up and you've got inspiration. Inspiration.
Awesome. Great. Let's see.
I'd sure love to get out of these spider webs.
I did not expect this to happen.
Guys.
I needed to get where I could throw a scorching ray at this sucker right here.
Yeah, I got the wolf, but then the spiders. Wasn't expecting the spiders. Sorry, guys. Please help.
I've got 120 feet, so he's totally within range on this one. So I'm gonna take my scorching rays one at a time. So here goes one.
That one hits.
I'm gonna
Not spider webs yet, not too singed.
next
Didn't
one.
singe my beard off, did you?
That one misses.
Shut up, Stan. I'm concentrating.
I'm working on it.
And one more.
Me, babe.
That one also misses. So you do hit with the first
on.
one, and it just hisses at you and gets singed, and now it takes notice that you're also in the forest.
Son of a gun.
Watch out, there's still one more spider over there.
Anything else you want to do, Mara?
At this point, no, not quite yet. Oh, wait. The Bardic Inspiration, can I add that to the attack?
You can add it to attack rolls. You can add it to damage. You can add it to your armor
Then I'm gonna
class.
We're on the
add
second
it.
or the third attack roll. Yeah.
You actually,
Yeah, that's
technically, versus the rules, you have to state before you know the result of the roll. So you'll have to wait till next time.
oh, okay.
Are
All
you
right.
sure? I thought you said that you could see if the attack hit before you.
Anything
put
else you
Bardic
want to do, Mara?
Inspiration on there. Hey, the
No,
bolt
not
under
yet.
Master Dave.
And shut the hell up. I'm concentrating.
All right, so that brings us to Spider that had
Bound up
Dissonant
here.
Whisper. This Spider is going to come back. 15, 20, 20. And then that brings us to Stan. You are paralyzed, incapacitated. You can't even speak, so you do actually need to shut up. By the rules, say you have to.
It's not Stan's strong point.
Yeah. Oh crap! Paralyzed is not good, by the way.
Paralyzed
Any
is
attack
not good.
rolls
This is
against
not a
you
good
are
situation.
automatically critical if the creature is within 5 feet.
By the way, that one to northwest of me has since.
Yeah, you don't get an action.
No, but the Dissonant Whispers chased that one the fuck out of there.
5, 10, 15, 20.
Oh, that one isn't there anymore.
25,
Dissonant Whispers
30.
got out of there.
Let's see.
I'm going to throw up a warding flare here.
Good idea.
Yeah, but Dissonant Whispers, that thing
Remind
got...
me. Hey, David,
Go
you're
away.
gonna have to quiet for a second so we can take care of the game here. Mara, remind me what how warding flare works. Is it disadvantage? Imposes disadvantage.
Light to flare before the attacker before it hits attacker that can't be blinded, immune to the feature. Interpose divine light between yourself and an attacking enemy. Use your reaction to impose disadvantage on an attack roll.
Thank you. All right, it's gonna try to web you, so it's gonna have disadvantage, Mara. Oof.
Oh, son of a...
Yeah, that sucks. Yep, it attacks. It hits you with the web, and you are now also restrained. Ay. Okay.
Oh, God, Marzen. Jesus.
All right. Marzen, it's your turn, buddy.
I'm going to move up there. Then I'm going to cast Desolate Whispers as a 3rd level spell.
Okay. Dissonant Whisper. Go ahead. Let's see. I make a save here. Wisdom 13 fails, so go ahead and roll your damage. Wow, nice. 13 damage.
Yeah, I think I need to add.
You rolled 46.
All right, it already did.
Yep.
All right, sweet.
And it moves away from you. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and it disappears into the forest.
For as a opportunity attack.
Sure. So that hits, and it is dead. It falls before you. Anything else, Marzen?
Nice job.
I'll give Mara another bardic inspiration. And then that'll be it.
Okay. Mara, you're up. You are currently restrained. You can try to break free with a strength check, beating a DC 12. You can try to cut through the webbing if you have a blade handy. It's also vulnerable. The web is also vulnerable to fire.
Yeah. If I can do this one without.
And you do have 2 inspiration right now.
Being paralyzed. Right, I understand. I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Question. Spiritual weapon.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't. I don't have to touch anything. So can
Correct.
I still do the spell?
What are the components for that again?
All right, I need to put on my glasses. Hold on a minute.
You know what? I'll say, you do have to. It's verbal and somatic, but I'll go ahead and say you can do some hand gestures to make that happen, and you can still speak. So yeah, you can cast spiritual weapon.
It doesn't require me to use my hands for this one like it does for like burning hands, for example.
Well, there's a somatic component, so that means you do have to use your body to also cast it, which are usually hand gestures. Right. But I'm ruling that you can do it, so you don't even have to argue with me. I already told you can do it.
Okay, not arguing, not arguing. Spiritual weapon. I'm putting my mace.
Okay.
Above the other guy up here.
Got it. So I'll put.
And I'm gonna take a swing at him.
Here's your mace. All right. Do it.
Where is my weapon?
So you roll a d20 to hit, and you add your attack modifier.
Now, hold on a minute. I'm not on the right page here. Apologies.
I think you have it in your
Got
attacks.
It here. Trying to. If you look on the core page of your character sheet and go down to your attacks and spellcasting. And I'm clicking on it and nothing's happening.
Well, sometimes it takes.
You gotta select which level.
On the right side of it instead of the left side.
I think, Mara, when you click on it, it should pop up like a little dialog box that asks you what level you want to cast it at.
It doesn't. If I hit the little wheel, it gives me a description, but
here. What do you want to cast at level 2? Level 3?
Yeah, level 1. No, wait, level 2. Sorry.
All right. That hits for 6 force damage. You just clobber this thing. But it's still up.
Okay, Dave, I've got a situation. I've got a technology situation on my hands here.
Okay.
I've got the dialog box didn't pop up, and I was looking at it on my sheet, which I had on a different monitor. Popped up on the map, and now it won't go away.
Okay. Well, just go up to the gear icon and exit the game and come back in. That should clear that. And we'll just wait for you. Stan had to go chasing the wolf.
Yep. He's really persistent. He's like, hey, I want to go in the...
Seemed like a good idea at the time. Got the wolf. So I don't have any proof.
Right. I was very preoccupied with the
Marzen will probably say, "You didn't really even get the wolf, but I got the wolf."
All right, Mara,
And
what would you like to
later.
do now? You've used your bonus
I-
action to attack with your spiritual weapon. Would you like to do anything else?
Great. I'm just gonna leave my weapon hanging there.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I thought that I didn't know that I took my bonus.
That's
I was
that's how that
distracted.
works. Spiritual
I know,
weapon
I
is a
was
bonus
distracted.
action.
I apologize. I was distracted by my technological issue. So
Oh, there's nothing to
still have-
apologize for. You still have an action
Yeah, and you still have both
and
both
movement.
bardic
Bardic,
inspirations.
yeah, I know. I have Bardic inspiration, right? Yeah. Can't move.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because you're restrained.
Yeah.
But you do still have an
So-
action.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hit him again with that thing.
You can only do that with the bonus action. You've already used your bonus action.
All right. Then I'm going to try
You
and
could-
take my.
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say you're currently bound by this web and you can do things to try to get out of that. That would be another option for your
You try to
action.
strength your way out.
That was about what I was gonna do. I was gonna
Got it.
grab. I was gonna attempt a strength on this one.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Roll a strength check.
Roll well.
Oof.
That's
Yeah,
the
that,
opposite of
Totally
well.
natural one.
that is
Can't
the
even
opposite.
see what's.
Oh
Can't
shit!
even
I
see
gotta.
what's going
I got
on
pissed.
here.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right, so giant spider is going to move forward. You get to hit it with an attack of opportunity, Mara, with your spiritual weapon, if you would like to.
Yes. I'm just having technology issues at my end. I'm sorry.
It's all right. It happens. Playing this via online takes patience.
You still have 2 bardic inspirations too that you haven't used
Yeah.
yet.
I understand. Christ, I can't even get a word in edgewise, guys. Crying out loud. Yes, I want to use Bardic Inspiration.
On the attack, go for it.
Well, I already rolled the attack.
Oh,
I want to
okay.
add it. I want to add it to the damage.
Yep. So roll. To the damage. Got it. All right. So you got 5 force damage. Go ahead and roll, and that does hit. Roll a d8 to add to the force damage. Nice. You crush it a second time as it moves forward towards Stan, and you kill it.
Awesome.
It is dead. Stan can't do anything. Marzen, it's your turn.
Could I try to harvest the poison from the spiders?
Sure.
I don't know what you would want. What type of role would you want?
What's
Nature, survivor?
what would be the like? Do you have any background in this sort of thing, or?
I'm a researcher of creatures, so I don't know if that. I mean, seeing that they've been paralyzed, so I'm just gonna try to take some of the poison or some of its venom that's oozing out of his fangs.
So,
maybe
like,
just squeeze it into a bottle.
Sure. So you're utilizing, say, like a medicine check, or are you more like you're a researcher? You've perhaps read about this, so rolling a history
Yeah,
check.
I'll try to-
or-
Yeah, I'll try to do a history on it.
Sure. That's what you needed. You are able to reach into its fangs, which are obviously dripping venom, and you're able to squeeze some liquid out of it. You're not sure exactly what liquid it is, but you're able to get some liquid. Do you have something to put it in?
Yeah, I would have just put it in the bottle of ink. So I would have just emptied out my ink and put into it.
Okay, great. Yeah, you've got about, I would say, close to a full bottle of ink, and I'm thinking a bottle of ink is probably like 4 to 6 ounces. So it's pretty full. All right, Mara.
Right, I'm going to use my dagger, try to get out of this thing. Clearly, I'm not strong enough. And I'm going to use, I've got one bardic inspiration still, yeah?
Yes.
And I'm going to use that as well here.
Okay. You're going to use it on the attack roll or on the damage roll?
On the attack, because there's nothing that I need. Well, not sure what I would use it to get out of this web.
Well, you rolled a
Hacking
24 with the dagger. Did you want to roll a d8 on top of that?
I don't know if I need to. I don't think I need to.
What do you want to do, Mara?
I'm using my dagger to get out of this thing.
I know. Are you going to use the bardic inspiration or no?
No, I'm not.
Okay. All right. You cut through it with your dagger. You're trying to cut yourself out as quickly as you can, and you're working on it. You're still bound, but you're working on it.
Okay.
Stanley can't do anything. Back to the top with Marzen.
I'll go up to Stanley and try to see what's going on with him.
Language.
Investigation. Medicine.
Yeah, do a medicine check. Why don't you move on up to Marzen and do a medicine check?
Got a 10.
10? I mean, it's just from your basic understanding of what just happened, you can see that he's poisoned. There's a little bit of like froth coming out of his mouth, and his eyes are kind of the only thing that's moving right now, and they're kind of darting back and forth. He can't speak. He's kind of breathing heavy, and like I said, there's like this kind of foamy spittle that's like draining out the side of his mouth.
Could I just cast a spell then?
Dispel magic? Or
no.
what?
Cast. I was gonna do tiny hut because it looks like we're not going anywhere for a while, so I'm just trying to safely there. Yeah.
Sure.
So I'll use up my final level 3 rather than doing it as a ritual. I'll use it as an actual spell.
Okay.
To try to hurry up, just in case other shit's gonna run at us.
Okay.
Touch.
So let's see. You probably would have used your action to do the medicine check.
All right.
So we'll wait till next.
Wait.
Yep. The next one.
All right.
All right. That brings us back to Mara. Mara, you're still bound, but you're close. You're super close.
I'm gonna use my dagger again, and I'm gonna add my bardic inspiration. And I was confused. So with when I'm trying to get out, am I attacking the web,
Yes.
or am I doing damage to the web?
You're attacking the web.
That's okay. Then I'm gonna add whatever to my attack.
Okay.
For bardic inspiration.
So roll a d8.
Getting there.
18. Yep, you definitely hit.
Yep.
And with that 4 piercing, you're able to cut through and free yourself. And you still have movement available, so you can use half your movement to get up. And then you have 15 feet of movement to use. There you go. Nice. Stan, anything else you want to do?
I'd like to say something to Marzen here.
Go for it.
I think I can help Stan.
Okay. That brings us to Stan. Stan, you're basically drooling on yourself. That brings us to the top of the order, and before you take your turn, you hear clicking and chattering from behind you, Stan, or Marzen, and there are additional spiders that are coming out of the forest now. And now it's your turn.
All right. How many do I see?
You probably have enough time. Well, you see both of them. You can see both of them. They're with it. They're close enough, and you can hear the chattering. You know what that means now.
Yeah.
At this point.
Shit.
Isn't it?
I'm gonna back up.
Oh no!
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Then I'm gonna cast Vicious Mockery
Okay.
at the one on the right.
Okay.
It takes me a minute to do my hut, and that's the reason why I'm not casting it right away.
Got it.
Because it'll take 10 rounds. So just for Mara and Stan. Marzen saying that, he's like, fuck, I don't have enough time to cast the hut. And then start backing away.
Okay. Mara.
Did the Vicious Mockery do anything to it? I did cast that though.
Oh, on which one?
On the one on the right, I said. It's
yes, it fails. So psychic damage.
Yep, 1d4.
And then it has disadvantage.
That's all I'm gonna do. I'm trying to click on it right now.
Okay. Oh gosh. 3 damage. Okay. All right. Sorry, Mara. Now it's your turn.
Okay, what's the little and crossbones?
It's gonna have disadvantage on the next turn.
Okay. I'm going to because I don't think I can get around Stan there unless he's laying on the ground. How big are these spiders?
They're large beasts. They're big.
So if I could shoot something over Stan if I wanted to go for this guy right here.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna do a burning hands on him. Oh wait, I'm sorry, they're not close enough. Sorry, do that one. I'm gonna bust. Oh god, I don't want to use that level. I'm gonna use a sacred flame on this one.
Okay. So it's a dex
Right.
save.
Yeah.
Fails.
Son of a gun. Then I am going to. That's it for me.
And what was the damage? Sorry, 9. Okay.
9.
17. Great. Okay. Stan drooling. Giant spider. This spider actually moves over to the wolf, the dire wolf, and grabs the dire wolf and starts pulling it off into the trees.
Excellent.
Regular fresh meat there.
This one comes up and is going to try to web some additional prey here, but I need to see what the distance is. 20 feet.
I've got another warding flare. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, you should. Definitely.
You should.
Okay, so that'll be disadvantage for the web shot. Yeah, it misses.
Awesome.
Natural 1. The webs just kind of hit the trees that are just in front of you and stop just short of hitting you.
Nice job.
Excellent.
Marzen. Yeah, that's a good use of that spell.
It did have disadvantage though already.
Yep.
If you didn't remember.
That's true. It already had disadvantage.
Yep. I'll Dissonant Whispers level 2 against it.
Against this guy?
Yep.
Okay.
Trying to click on all this.
That's a useful spell, huh?
Yeah.
Special spell.
Wisdom
Big fan.
16.
16 saves.
Okay.
Spell saves 16, so it just takes
Half damage.
damage. Yep. Trying to get to it. I wish that they just had it all.
Yeah. Whoa. Nice, dude. Very nice. It just kind of stops in its tracks and like shakes, and you can see it vibrating as it takes a bunch of psychic damage. And it just kind of stops dead in its tracks. It's still alive, but it seems like it's almost having like a seizure of some sort.
All right.
Marzen, anything else you want to do?
That'll be it.
Okay. Mara.
I'm going to do another Sacred Flame on him.
Okay.
Dan.
Dex save. Where's my mouse? Oops. Save. 14 to save.
Oh,
And you did 13 damage? Whoa. Nice. Dead.
awesome.
Yeah. Nicely done. All right. Anything else you want to do, Mara?
That was my action. Yeah, I can move though. I'm going to get up next to Stan here because I think I can help him here.
Okay. So you move up. Stan, you're kind of drooling all over yourself. This spider disappears into the woods with this with the wolf. Marzen.
I'll go up and start casting Tiny Hut and basically telling her to cover me.
Okay. You can get right up next to Stan.
Yep. Sorry, I got too many pages going.
No problem.
And
Okay.
that's all I'll do.
And
So I'll
that takes a
spend my
minute to
turn.
cast?
Yep.
Okay.
So
All right.
I basically tell Mara, like, hey, trying to cast this hut. It's going to take a minute. I need you to cover us.
So Marzen gets to work doing his, weaving his magical spell that he recently learned how to do. And Mara, what are you going to do at this point while he's doing that?
Well, I'm keeping an eye out, but I want to do a lesser restoration on Stan to see if I can get him unparalyzed.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Do you want to click on it so it populates the?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on the
there we
wrong
go.
page.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah, so you can end one disease or one condition affecting it. So he is currently paralyzed, poisoned, and he is also restrained.
I'm trying to find my lesser restoration. I don't see it on my page.
Oh, you dropped it into the
Popped up.
into the chat. Look
I
at the
did.
chat page there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So he's
That's at what
paralyzed
level?
and poisoned right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to unparalyze him. But I should be able to do that at a level 2, and it's asking me for cast at what level?
Okay, so you can use a second level spell slot if you'd like.
But it's not giving me that option. It's starting me at 3, not going any lower than that.
Oh yeah, you don't cast it at a lower level. You can only cast it at the level it is or higher.
That's what I'm looking at the card. It's a second level spell.
Looks like it came across a second level.
That's why I'm mystified at why it won't.
I guess I don't follow you.
Okay, so it is a second level spell, and it's asking me cast at what level, and it's not giving me second level as an option.
Oh.
I don't think it really matters, though, because you're not going to heal it at all. So I'll just click anything to get that screen off.
I'm sorry, what was that?
I would just click anything because the lesser restore, it doesn't give them any HP or anything, right? It just ends one of those effects.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
Yeah. So it doesn't really matter.
So it doesn't matter which one you click on.
That's just
No,
that
it's
must
now
just be
it's
a glitch in the way it's set up.
well,
in
it's
Roll20.
showing as fireball over here.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird.
you might have hit fireball then. That's probably why the thing pulled up. All weird.
Anyways, you can end either his poisonness or his paralysis.
His paralysis. Let's get him moving first.
Okay. So you weave your magic and you're able to you lay a hand on him and you transfer this energy from yourself into Stan, and he starts to kind of come to. Like his head starts to move in his mouth. He starts to be able to like open and close his mouth. And Stan, now you can speak.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I got the wolf. Spiders, though. Ugh.
I might be sorry I gave him the power of speech again.
Could be said. What the hell's going on? This hot up or what? Are we safe?
It's gonna take a minute.
So Marzen is continuing to cast. Anything
Right.
that you want to do, Mara or Stan? Stan, you're still poisoned at this point.
God, can I get out of these webs at all? I'm still all bound too.
Yeah, you're
I
also
think.
bound up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Freaking triple.
Oh,
yeah, you
what
got
a
the triple whammy.
terrible mess.
Yeah, you're able to, while Marzen is casting the Leomund's tiny hut, you're able to, with Mara's help, potentially, break yourself free of the webs. But you feel terrible. You feel sick, dizzy, nausea.
Is it my turn? Can I possibly help out to get out of these webs at all?
Yeah, you're able to do that. You don't need to roll or anything. You've got time. Marzen is casting a spell, and you're able to break free of the webs. But again, like I was saying, you're sick and feeling terrible.
I feel like shit.
Yeah, you're poisoned.
At the wolf.
So at that point, Marzen, your hut apparates in front of you and surrounds you in this glowing field of protective energy. You and your group. And it seems like it's just in time, because as you get it up, additional spiders start to sort of scour through the area, coming into your field of view just outside of the hut in the trees. And you can hear you can hear the clicking and chattering through the hut.
I'll look at Stan dead in the face and tell him, if you go in the woods by yourself and cry for help, next time I'm not going to come.
Fucking spiders. Just give me a roll.
Would any of us know what the natural predator of these spiders would be?
That's a great question. You could, if
Could I do a history check on it?
Sure.
Research.
Do an animal handling check on it?
No, you're not handling an animal.
Give me a second, trying to get to the main page.
I could also do a history check on this one.
And Marzen, you're trying to see if you've ever read anything about natural predators of giant spiders in Barovia.
Yep. So I guess you just asked the question, so I'm trying to pull up my memory.
So no, you don't know anything about the spiders in this particular area, but you know that from other research that you've done on giant spiders in other parts of the realms, that they are pretty high up on the food chain. They are an apex predator in their habitat.
Do I know anything like fire or anything
else
about, besides like, do I know anything that, what I know that fire could like the webs easier and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. Like fire, the webs that they weave and that they shoot out can be damaged by fire. Fire is actually particularly effective against the webbing. as opposed to other types of damage?
Personal information. I know that spiders are terrible cannibals.
Oh yeah, they'll cannibalize each other for sure.
The biggest predator on spiders are other spiders.
And as you're sitting there in your hut and you're racking your brain and talking about spiders, you do see that the giant spiders emerge from the woods and carry off the dead spiders that are laying on the ground near you and drag them off into the forest.
All right, well,
Right. Is
Marzen's
there any-
gonna take a long rest. You guys can go out if you want to. I'm gonna stick in the bubble for a little bit.
Oh, I think you have the right idea. I agree. I believe we should stay in the bubble for a little bit.
What about you, Stan? You wanna run for another wolf? Then I'll cast minor image of a little wolf running outside the bubble.
Got my wolf. I'm all in good shape.
Try to tempt him.
Is there anything that I can do?
You're all wolfed out. I would.
What's my status? I'm not bound anymore. I don't think I'm
You're still poisoned.
paralyzed anymore, but I am still poisoned. Cure wounds do anything to care of my poisonness?
Mara might know the answer to that, potentially.
Because I might still be able to cure wounds at...
I'm sorry, you're going to have to repeat that because I was not paying attention to you. I'll just be honest, I wasn't listening.
I cure wounds on myself and leave any of my poisoned.
You can cure wounds on yourself. I don't know that it necessarily helps with the poisoning. Just says brings your hit points back. That's it.
Poisoned.
You can certainly try, Stan. I mean, you have Cure Wounds, don't you?
And I just cast it.
All right, so you heal 7 hit points, but you're still poisoned.
Great. I've got a greater healing potion.
Do you have before you have him drink it? Do you have another spell left to uncure his poison? Lesser.
I don't. I've got lesser restoration, but I don't have another spell slot there.
Right. I say we just wait. I mean, he's not dying from the poison right now, so see if it just,
right.
you can sweat it out.
Yeah, see if he can live through it.
Yep. So
Right.
if
Let
he's
him
not
suffer
dying,
for a while.
Yeah, let him suffer. Let him sit on what you just did.
With
Right.
my cure wounds, with my cure wounds,
Marzen.
I'm up pretty good hit points
Yeah.
where I'm
Basically, I'm
make it
telling you,
through
Mara,
some
not to
stuff.
waste a potion if we don't have to. So,
I really didn't want to go there either, and I think I'm in agreement with you. Let's see what happens.
Right, let's take a break in the hut and hope the spiders aren't all piled up on us in the morning.
Okay.
Maybe if we can get him to eat a little bit of food, that might help dilute the poison in his system a little bit.
I got a quick question for you, Dave.
Okay.
I can't remember if we cast something as a ritual, we don't
Yes.
have to have the spell slot available anymore, right? We could just cast it as a ritual.
Correct. It takes 10 minutes in addition to the casting time to
All right.
cast, but it doesn't require a spell slot. But it has to have the ritual feature or the ritual tag on it.
Yeah, so it'll take 10 minutes to cast.
Yep.
I was just thinking, like, we could permanently survive here in a bubble for all eternity. Be safe. I could just keep,
Does somebody have
casting as
create water and food?
I don't.
Not
Are you
at
able
this
to?
moment.
But after a
Yeah,
long rest,
right.
you could.
After a long rest, I would.
Well, roll credits. The credits roll, and the three of you live forever in this wood surrounded by very frustrated giant spiders.
I wouldn't be able to take it, man.
Yeah. It would be until someone comes and dispels it, then we're fucked. But I'll just think. I had a thought. I was like, wow, dude, we could really if we're really in the shit, we could kind of.
You just created your own personal hell.
Oh my God! It's like we're living right now.
We take a break.
A stay-at-home order for Marzen.
If we're going to be taking a rest here, can we maybe take a quick break?
Yeah, let's take a 10-minute break. All right, is everybody back?
Everybody's back.
Yep.
All right, sweet. All right, so you take a long rest in the tiny hut, and you're able to recover your hit points, your spell slots. Stanley, you're still poisoned. And after 8 hours, the protective magical glow of the hut fades and dissipates, and you're standing again in the forest.
Does it mean that I'm still poisoned?
It means that you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
We'll continue on the road.
How aware of his condition is he?
Sorry, what was that, Mara?
How aware of his condition is he?
How aware is he? He's sick. He's got nausea. He's dizzy.
Okay. And so we can see that too, right?
You
Cure wounds do anything for me, would it?
Marzen knows that because he did a medicine check, and I'm
Right.
guessing
Well,
that after 8 hours sitting in the tiny hut with him, you would know that as well. That he's poisoned.
then I'm going to do a lesser restoration on him.
Okay.
Now that I've got my spell slots back, so
yeah, right. Okay, so you cast lesser restoration and Stan, immediately you feel better. And you are no longer poisoned.
Right. Appreciate it, Mara. Thank you. Hero.
yeah, don't pull that crap again.
At the wolf. Let's go down the road. Quick possible. Part of me wants to say we should travel off the road and using my natural habitat as a ranger.
What's that?
Being silent. Natural explorer. It says while traveling alone, you can move stealthily at a normal pace. Thought there was something where when I'm traveling with a group, I can move through terrain at a normal pace. But I might have been dreaming that.
Difficult terrain does not slow your group's progress.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
I want to hide from these freaking spiders, and I just want to get by and not raise awareness. Stealthily and I want to get down the road without raising awareness of spiders. Slow your group's travel. Your group can't become lost except by magical means.
So you guys are standing in the forest, and Stan is kind of rattling off some ideas. What are you doing?
I want to get down the road.
All right. So
I'm
Marzen and Mara head back to the road. Stan, what are you going to do?
I want to go back to the road too.
All right, everybody gets back on the road. Thank you.
I want to go to the road,
Go.
moving through, and help to make us not make a whole bunch of noise.
Okay, so Stan, you're going to try to move stealthily. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, but still keep up the pace. I want to move slow, but I was looking for ranger things to...
While he's doing that, Mara and
traveling.
Marzen, are you trying to walk stealthily, or are you trying to just walk down the road at normal pace?
Normal pace and just passively watching.
Sure. So
Yeah,
everybody roll.
Because it's isn't it starting to get dark by now?
Yeah, it's late. It is dark. It's late right now. It's like 7 p.m.
I don't want to be out here at night. If we got giant spiders in the day, it's baloney. That we need to.
You want me to do the hut again and stay until morning?
I think you should do the hut again.
All right. I'll cast it as a ritual.
Okay. Are you you're out on the road and you weave your magic and recast your hut, and you cast the hut. You're able to create the protective magic.
So
And I'm gonna
leave here at first light. Basically, just as soon as light hits, we'll just start walking.
cutting out. You're cutting out, Ben.
So the plan is we'll just we'll stay in here until daybreak, and as soon as daybreak happens, make our way down the road, right?
We'll abide.
That sounds good. And I'm gonna prepare a different spell. I'm gonna get rid of augury, and I'm gonna put something else in here instead.
So why don't you go ahead and take care of your spell list, Mara? Who's going to take the first watch?
Cool.
Didn't we determine that Stan should do that before?
Yeah, for something. Trying to. What it was.
I'm sorry. You're cutting out. And Marzen.
I said it was for something. I can't remember what we wanted him to do. Well, something for a duration.
It was cast dark vision.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right, Stan. So you cast dark vision, and you take the first watch. Roll a perception check for me.
Dark vision. Perception.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, so very similar to the previous night. You're sitting there watching, keeping an eye on the roadway, the forest next to you, and you see various creatures of the night, including a number of spiders that almost seem to follow your track out of the woods and up to this dome that you're in, and they sort of are clicking and clacking around the edges of it, but seem to be very confused, and they're like right up against the edge of this dome. There's this invisible force field, and you can see their mandibles and their fangs dripping with venom, and that you can see the giant hairs that are sticking out of their legs, and the scaly armored thorax and chitinous exoskeleton as they sort of inspect and take note of this weird thing in the road, but then they sort of sneak off and kind of lose interest and seep back into the forest.
Stan sweat. Doesn't like that at all.
And the end of your watch comes.
So then I'll pick Marzen and say, there are a lot of spiders around here.
Marzen, you take your watch, and just to sort of speed things along, you see, are you going to use your light cantrip like you did the night before?
Yep, pebble throw and all that.
Yeah, and when you do that, you can tell that it tracks all kinds of flying insects and smaller spiders. You don't see any of the giant spiders that you saw earlier in the day, but you do see some creatures come out of the woods. Some of them, you see movement in the trees that you can't quite make out, just on the periphery of the light that's emanating from the pebbles. But you don't. Nothing else really happens. And same with you, Mara. You take the final watch, and you don't really have any major encounters throughout the night. And I don't think you have dark vision, do you, Mara?
Don't, but
No.
I need you to add find traps to my level 2 spells.
Okay.
Please. That's the one I'm gonna do instead of augury.
Okay, should be set there. So morning comes, the magical protective spell fades, and you are standing on the road.
Start walking. Start going. Yep.
Okay, so you walk most of the day, and you see various tracks from the watch the night before, where you see spiders crossed. But the farther you move away into the woods, heading westward on this narrow trail through this very dark and fog shrouded woods, I'd like everybody to roll a perception check for me.
Dave, the find traps is not showing up on my level 2 spells. I'm sorry, you wanted perception?
Yes, please.
I would guess that Stanley's probably.
Hold on, I'm trying to add the spell for you.
Thank you.
Why isn't it adding? Oh.
Dan would be walking on the trail with his bow, the staff away.
Okay, there you go, Mara.
Thank you.
Okay. Let me get back to the chat here. Okay. Towards the afternoon, Stan, you see up ahead on the right side of the path, you see a poorly painted sign. On the sign are carved the words "Green Teeth Enchantments. Solicitors will be stewed." And you can tell by looking past the sign that there's a narrow trail that leads into the forest.
Would stop us right there and say, "Hey, it looks like we're to Ms. Green Teeth. How you guys think we ought to proceed to that?"
Well, I'm going to cast. I specifically prepared find traps for this because we just don't know. So I'm gonna cast a find traps.
Okay.
I've kind of got half of mine to bank off to the side and be like, you guys go in and not like.
Yeah, what order would you like to go? What's the marching order for this? It's a very narrow trail.
I'll go up front.
Okay.
I'll be up front.
Before Before you head in, though, I'm gonna cast the find traps ahead of you, but
Got
I'll come in behind you.
I'll wait for Mara to let us know the coast is clear, and then that's when I'll start walking.
Okay, so Mara
There's
casts. Go ahead, David.
There's a chance that I'd be best served by sticking out on the periphery and getting attacked by spiders, but off to the side just to see if anybody goes into the hut or comes out of the hut or side. What do you guys think of that? Think that's a good idea, or should we all go in this through everything that's going on?
I think we should all stick together.
Should all stick together?
Yep.
Agreed.
All right, I'm up for that.
Okay, so Mara, you cast Find Traps, and this is a spell within 120 feet of the spell of you. You don't detect any sort of alarm or glyph of warding. There's no pit traps or other mechanical style traps that you detect.
Okay. Well, as far as I can tell, Marzen, I think you're good to go.
I would prefer to not have lead going into Green Teeth.
Yep, I got the lead. What Mara and Stan, I'm trying to remember what part of GPU was and what we're here for again. Was that the
to not get enchanted?
She's supposed to tell us where how to get to Argynbolst Holt.
got it?
Yep.
Find Jenny Greenteeth on the road to the winery. There's a shop. Don't tell her too much. Fate Connects has Cursed Domain of Dead. 5 tarot cards.
Got it.
All right, so
I'll
Marzen,
take
you
the
lead
lead.
the way.
Too much.
You make your way into the forest, and it feels very claustrophobic. The path you're on is, you've gone from a pretty well-traveled road near Valakai to a very narrow roadway that you've been camped on for the last 2 nights, and now you're on a footpath. And the footpath weaves its way through this dark forest, very similar to, you have this kind of sense of foreboding that you felt after you had the attack of the spiders the day before. And you continue on for about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, deeper and deeper into the forest, and it grows darker and darker. And you round a bend in the path, and you come to a large clearing. The forest canopy opens, and there's a thick blanket of fog sitting in the clearing. On the far end, you see a small cottage of neatly stacked logs and a roof of tidily arranged shingles that seems to be grown over with moss. That's at the far edge of this glade. There's an open cook pit sitting in the center of the clearing near the cottage, and that's there's a large cooking pot that hangs over a small fire, hanging from a tripod of iron rods, something bubbling and sending a delicious smelling steam into the air. There's a warm light from a fire that gives you a bit of a sense of warmth, seeming to banish the forest's oppressive gloom.
I'll turn and look at Mara and say, I think we found Baba Yaga. It's a creepy ass place right here.
Yeah. I think we better be cautious because we don't know how much of this is construct and how much of it is real.
Yeah. If she is an enchantress, I mean, she's definitely a trader of sorts. So I don't think she'll do anything of that. So we're here to make a trade with her.
Yeah.
Don't tell her too much.
Let's just be cautious. That's all.
Everybody roll perception for me.
Nice.
Okay, nice. So I mentioned the cauldron, and you can smell the scent of food and wood smoke. You can hear the crackling of the fire, the snapping of the burning logs, and a little bit of a bubbling as you start to approach. There is let's see. Mara, you notice that there's a cloak that is hung on a peg near the cabin's door, which is currently closed. You don't see anybody that would stand out as Jenny Greenteeth. There is a flickering light that shines through the window of the cabin, smoke coming out of the cabin's stone chimney, and there's a large cage suspended from an iron post that juts out from the side of the cabin. Inside the cage are two forms.
Okay.
Forms that may or may not be dead.
You guys are
do you say anything?
about 20 to 25 feet from the cottage.
Hello.
You call out. When you do that, you see that the figures inside the cage kind of turn to you, and one of them puts its finger up to its lips and says, "Shh."
My bow ready.
Can you recognize these figures as human, not human, animal? What?
Roll a perception check, Mara.
Thank you.
Yes, they appear to be human, and you can also tell with that roll that the cage door is unlocked and slightly ajar.
Okay.
I'll walk up to the door because I don't see anything yet. I don't know if did you say anything to us?
See the cage with things in it.
Which
Yeah,
door?
I'll just walk the front door.
The
one
front
that
door of the
looks like
cottage?
Yep.
So as you step onto the wooden steps on the way to the door, the door to the cottage opens, and there is this surprised-looking elderly woman standing in the doorway. My goodness, you've given me quite a start, dearie.
I'm sorry about that. You must be Miss Greentea.
We certainly don't get many visitors around these parts very often. Please sit and warm yourselves by the fire. And she kind of closes the door and kind of walks past you down to the cauldron, and there's a couple of little benches there.
All right. Yeah, I'll sit down. Thank you for the hospitality.
Yes. Tell me what brings you to my neck of the forest.
All right, I'll come in kind of begrudgingly and put my bow away and grab my staff.
We are looking for a place known as Argenvolt.
Argenvolt? Ah, you must mean Argenvostholt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yes. Well, you're certainly close, my dear. Where have you come from?
We've come from Valakai.
Please sit. She takes a seat as next to the cauldron. She kind of stirs it a little bit. Dinner is almost ready. You've made it just in time.
We're actually a little bit in a hurry. We were just stopping by because we heard that you might be able to give us some pointers on where we could reach this place.
Oh, certainly I can give you pointers. I would love to give you pointers, but you wouldn't deny an old woman a chance to have a conversation with strangers, would you? Please. I've just about got dinner ready.
All right, I'll just kind of sit. I'm like, yes, of course.
She stirs the cauldron a little bit more, and she says, "Tell me, why do you seek the path to the doomed fortress of Argynvost hold?
Curious about what's in the cauldron.
You take a look.
Want to investigate from where I am, not rousing suspicion with Ms. Greenteeth, but I want to try to figure out. I'm scared that there's like human parts and pieces in the cauldron.
Yeah, roll an investigation. Roll it with disadvantage because you can't. You'd have to like get up there to actually look in it, but you can try to do what you can from where you're sitting.
Investigation and disadvantage. Ooh, that's a pretty good roll.
Yes. So as you kind of try to be super nonchalant as you're looking at the cauldron, and it's just this bubbling broth, and there's a lot of steam coming off of it, and it smells really good. It smells like a nice like soup.
Doesn't help at all, Dungeon Master Dave.
So she says, "Why do you seek Argynvost hold? Tell me, adventurers." Yes.
We are searching for something that's just say that.
Oh, very, very cryptic of you.
Yeah, we're friendly people, and I kind of smile at her. But everybody has their own reasons for their journey, and ours are our own.
Indeed, yes, I suppose they are. You are very close to the road. It's long forgotten there have been many adventurers seeking the fortress for quite some time. And she just kind of is preparing dinner, and she says, "Pardon me for a minute," and she gets up and walks into her cottage. She comes back out a couple moments later with a couple of bowls, some wooden bowls, and a little plate of bread. And she sets the bread down on a little tree stump next to you, Marzen. And she goes back to the cauldron with a big ladle, and she serves 4 bowls of soup. And she hands one to each of you, and then she sits down with hers.
All right. As she's talking, I am going to try to basically like empty my bowl, like act like I'm eating it, but empty it out as her eyes aren't watching me.
Okay.
And I'm checking to see if she's actually eating out of her bowl. And I'm not eating. I'm sort of stirring mine around. I'm in this. I'm the same mindset of Marzen. I'm just sort of pushing the pieces around in my bowl and smiling and watching her to see if she eats.
Okay. So Mara, roll a perception check. Marzen, roll a sleight of hand.
Could I do a performance? Because I'm trying to act out that I'm eating it and like.
Sure.
All right. Good. Because I got +11 on that bad boy.
Nice.
Well played.
Let's see. What's her perception? Perception. Oh yeah, she doesn't see us do that, Stan. Marzen. You're able to pretty easily dump the stew. Mara, she is definitely eating it. She looks like she was pretty hungry, actually. She's eating it down pretty well. Stan, at this point, with your role that you had earlier with the investigation, what was that roll?
15.
Okay. You take another look at the broth, and it starts to look very unappetizing. Even though it smells good, it seems to have there's something not right with it.
I'm going to do my best to be cordial, but not eat the soup.
Okay.
I want to look at the people in the cages to see if they're indicating anything to me. about the stew or what's going on.
Sure.
I didn't ask you where they are positioned. Like, are they behind her or can she see them?
They're off. You're all sitting out in front of the cabin on some benches around the
Huh?
cauldron, and the cage is off to the side, kind of behind all of you.
Okay.
But you
I
can
can't
you can
I
definitely
can't
turn around and look.
I'm going to turn around and look
Okay.
and see
You
what's
can see that
going on behind me.
the two people are still in the cage, and they're both on the end of the cage that faces the cauldron, as if they're sort of anticipating their own meal, like they're gonna get like their food soon.
Okay.
But
I'm
they
not
haven't
gonna
left the
I'm gonna
cage.
choose not to eat. I'm just to keep kind of stirring the bowl around, stir the meat around, and just sort of, try to distract by little chit chat and whatnot.
Okay.
I'll kind of nudge and like kind of put my my nose to where those two people are and ask her, be like, looks solicitors, like questioningly.
Yes, they came here trying to sell me things I didn't need, and they decided to stick around. I'd feed them, and I don't know why they stay. And she says, "Thank you for reminding me." And she fills up 2 additional bowls, and she kind of waddles over to the cage and hands them the bowls without spoons, and they just kind of drink the broth down as if they're really hungry.
To her saying that, I'll say, it must be this great the stew or this great stew you have. I was like, I can see why they're staying.
I am known for my cooking skills. Thank you for noticing. Now, tell me again. You were mentioning why you were traveling in these parts. Where have you come from?
I don't know. I'll say, like, I can't. It's funny. I can't remember. Then I'll look at Mara.
This is a strange land.
It's easy to get turned around in these parts.
And the spiders.
Yes, there are many spiders in these woods. You must be very careful.
So careful.
You can see,
So it looks like you've been here a long time, and your shop is so far off the road.
Yes. I have had my small business here for quite some time, as long as I can remember. It's a long time.
What is your business?
I am able to prepare herbs, and I know the plant life in this area, and I can create potions and all kinds of things, I suppose. Whatever's needed of me, I try to make myself as useful as possible.
You ever make any wine? I heard that there's wine made in these parts.
Oh, no, I don't drink, I'm afraid.
But you don't make any either?
No. There is a winery to the west. You might seek them out if you're interested in a bit of drink.
I don't know. It always kind of seems like wine makes the world better in a way.
Yes. I suppose that could be said to be true. Not as good as my love tonic makes the world, though, of course.
You make love tonic? Oh my.
Indeed. I haven't had the opportunity to use it for quite some time. But if you're interested, my friend.
When's the last time you made it?
Oh, it's been a while. I don't get many customers these days.
Which is love tonic. Take it with me?
Well, you'd have to pay for it, of course.
Which is it?
Well, the love tonic is very powerful. I charge 100 gold for it.
I don't have anywhere near 100 gold.
Oh, well.
Any chance you would take,
No, I wouldn't take anything less than 100.
It's been my experience that no love is worth 100 gold.
Well, some are very desperate, dearie. Of course, not women like us.
Oh, Arkenvolstholt.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. You're looking for Argenbostholt, indeed.
Yes, yes. Were we given correct information? Can you give us direction?
Oh, yes, yes, of course.
Well, we are, as we said, we're moving at quite a pace. So at the risk of seeming rude, that is not our intent, but we do need to get along. So if you would be so kind as to share that information with us, we sure would appreciate it.
Oh, dearie, you mean to skedaddle so soon?
Yes, we really do need to skedaddle, as you say.
Oh, my. Well, let me grab a piece of parchment and I'll draw a bit of a map for you then.
Thank you.
She gets up and walks back into the cottage, and you can hear her rummaging and oh my, and things falling, and she's dropping things on the floor, and a glass falls and breaks. She's
Could
in
I
there
take
for
a
a bit.
peek in the cottage? Does she leave the door open?
Yeah, the door's open.
All right, could I take a peek to try to see
Sure.
what I
Do
can
you
see
do you
in
get
the
up
cottage?
to take a look, or are you just looking from where you're sitting?
I'll get up. Is the cauldron a little bit closer to the entrance?
The cauldron is 10 feet from the entrance.
I'm totally interested too, but I'm gonna stay put.
Yeah, I'll get up and like kind of make my way to the cauldron, like I'm like smelling the broth or something.
Okay. So you.
I'm looking too, but I'm gonna stay put.
All right. So Marzen, go ahead and roll a perception check. And Stan, you can roll one as well, but at disadvantage.
Just roll two. Roll one.
So
Oh,
Stan, it's
man.
hard for you to see in there, but Marzen, you're able to look through the open door and you see a pretty disheveled interior to the cottage. There are all kinds of herbs hanging and drying. There are bottles of all types, some filled, some empty, on racks. There are what look to be different components of spells piled around. There's a chair, there's some blankets, a small bed, and there's a small hearth inside and also a small fireplace.
All right.
While he's doing that, I would like to cast Ascending to one of the people in the cage.
Okay.
And because I want to know what's going on there. Why are you in the cages?
Okay.
Oh, so I'm at the end, so nobody else can hear this. I'm mentally sending this message across to these characters or one of them in the cage. Why are you caged? How did you come to be caged?
Give me a second. I'm reading the spell.
Sure.
While that's going on, I might whisper to Mars and he's in the other room saying, "We really want to know from her again."
Mara, to do the sending spell, you actually have to speak. So you could whisper if you wanted to and send the message to them, but you do have to actually speak, and you can use up to 25 words. It's not like telepathy where you would just think the words.
Okay.
Do you still want to do that?
Okay. Well, that's confusing because it says the creature hears the message in its mind.
Right.
Recognizes you as the sender if it knows you and can answer in a like manner immediately.
Correct.
So me, that is a telepathy. It just says you send a short message.
Oh no, I'm fairly familiar with the spell. You definitely have to
Okay.
say the message to use it, but they would hear it in their mind, like if they were 20 miles away or 100 miles away, they would hear it in their mind.
Right.
And these people would hear it in their mind too, but they would also, unless you're whispering really low, they would also hear your voice and it in their mind. So it'd be like in stereo. But you could whisper and in a attempt to not be heard by anybody else.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
I want to know what's going on here.
And say the message one more time.
Or did you come to be in these cages?
And then you hear back. They just speak to you from where they are. They say, "We're solicitors."
Okay.
Soliciting.
All right.
And Marzen, you notice that she's rooting around else. She says, "Aha! Here we go." And she starts to turn to come back out.
All right. As she's coming out, be like, "This is a really wonderful broth." He's like, "You must tell us what You must send us with the recipe, if at all."
Oh, I could certainly
possible.
write down the recipe for you if you're interested. It's an old family recipe.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Oh, great. She kind of sketches out a small, really rough map, and it's essentially it shows an X where she's like, "This is where we are," and she shows there's an X on the map, and then there's a line. "This is the path back to the main road," and then it continues down the road. She says, "Continue down the road until you see this large tree, and the path splits around the tree, and that is where you will find the road to the south that will lead you to Argynvostholt. But I warn you, it's very rough, and it hasn't been traveled in a long time. It might be dangerous."
Do you have anything here at your shop? Any type of provisions or any potions or anything that you're willing to part with that we could purchase from you?
Well, I could wrap up some of this bread for you if you'd like to take some bread.
Do you have any potions? I know
I do have potions. It's funny that you ask. I have a couple of different potions if you're interested. What exactly are you looking for?
It'll be lovely to hear what you have, or
I've got all kinds of things. Let me see. She says, "Well, why don't you come with me and I'll show you what I have." And she gets up and starts walking back. She hands you the parchment with the map, and then she starts walking back to the inside the cottage.
I'll walk with her.
Okay.
Any chance you can bring him out here?
Oh my, no, there's too many. Come. Marzen, do you go inside with her?
I will go inside with her.
Okay. It's when you get inside, the cottage really stinks. It smells of kind of mold and decay. It's kind of damp, and there's a smell of sort of body odor and. But she's like, "Here we go," and she shows you this rack with all these different bottles and there's all kinds of, like I said, components for different spells and things. She says, "Well, let's see here. I've got some alchemist fire that I made up a while back, but it's still good, I assure you. We've got a potion of water breathing. This one is interesting. This is a potion of eternal youth, which is very fun." She says, "Oh, this one you might like. This is the love tonic that I was speaking of. I won't tell anybody." And then she says, "I also have some healing potions, of course. Oh gosh, Mother's Night Kiss. That's an interesting potion.
I'll say, "Ooh, what is that?" I was like, "That sounds interesting."
Night Mother's Kiss. Well, it's a weapon. When you throw it, it causes the enemy to freeze in place and cold. It causes a lot of cold damage. Very, very powerful. What else do I have here? Oh, this one is my beard grow potion. Oh, this is great if you want a full luxuriant beard."
Said, That one sounds interesting, and I made a motion to way into meaning the love potion before the beard growing potion.
You broke up, Stan. I didn't quite hear you.
Was trying to get Marzen's attention to say that one sounded interesting. The one before the beard growing potion, the love potion.
Okay.
And then also interested to connection with Mara, because I think she and I are still in the regular main room, and this green teeth are in the other room.
You and
We're outside.
You and Mara
We're
outside at
outside.
the cauldron, and Marzen is inside with Jenny. So Marzen, she shows you all these different potions. She's telling you about them and kind of pointing them out as she goes.
I'll ask her how much she's willing to part with for what was the Knight's Kiss?
Yes. Yes. She points out that one is 50 gold pieces.
And what about the beard growth one?
10 gold.
10 gold? It's like, I only have... It's too much for me, I guess. What about the potion that allows you to breathe underwater? That sounds interesting.
Yes. Let's see. That one is 30 gold.
30 gold? I'll kind of browse. Is there any like other labeled bottles or anything that she has there that
none of them are labeled? But if you're interested, there's others that she hasn't pointed out. If you want, she can tell you about other things too.
Yeah, I was just kind of
okay. Yes, and she says, I'm also dabble a bit in poisons. And she says, I've got a couple of different poisons here. Oh, we've got a stinging ichor. That is the cheapest of the poisons, 50 gold. That's something that you would apply to your blade, for example. And let's see what else she's got. Something called black cap poison, which is presumably made from a mushroom. There's crawler mucus that she's harvested from some creepy crawlies. And she says, is there anything that interests you?
Definitely the Midnight's, or the Night Kiss.
Night Mother's Kiss.
Yep. I do have a question too. We ran into one of those giant spiders, and I've kind of extracted their venom. Do you use any giant spider venom for?
Oh yes, it's a very strong poison indeed.
Would you like to use it as a trading point where I could get the Night Kiss for a little bit cheaper, since I'm supplying you with an ingredient for one of your poisons?
Roll a persuasion check.
Oh my.
She says, ooh, you drive a hard bargain, Sonny. And she says, yes, I will give you the Night Mother's Kiss for 25 gold. I like you so much. And you were so kind. You finished your whole bowl of stew.
Yes, it is great. I'll trade you that. So I'll give her 25 gold.
Okay. And I will give you the details for Night Mother's Kiss. That is...
How much...
Go ahead.
How much are the other poisons? What's the price range on them?
Stinging ichor is 50, and the highest is going to be 300.
All right.
They're pretty pricey.
Do Do you have any scrolls or any type of books or anything? I'm a little bit of a researcher myself, and your collection here is quite remarkable.
I don't have any books or recipes. I keep it all up here. And she taps her head. It's all in my mind. That way no one can steal my secrets, of course. And then she says, I am a bit of a spellcaster as well, and I can certainly provide some spellcasting services if you'd like. I'm a bit of a one-stop shop, as they say.
We'll see. I'll for now, I'll come and rejoin my friends. I'll let them know about all the potions that you have.
Yes, I highly recommend a couple of these healing potions if you're heading to Argynvostholt. It's a very dangerous place.
How much are those?
Well, I've got the healing potion for 50 gold and a greater healing potion for 100 gold. And she points out the two. She's got two of each of those on her shelf.
Got it. I think my purse is a little bit too far gone. I think the last one I will take from you. I'll buy the beard growth potion. Why not?
Okay, so that's 10 gold.
10 gold?
Yep. It's called Beard Grow.
Beard Grow?
Yep. GRO.
No, I'll look at it and I'm like, so is this permanent growth or like how's this work?
Well, it's permanent until you shave it off.
Will it grow back once it's shaved off, or is it
it's a one-time
use?
One-time use.
I'll have to use it sparingly then. Then I'll start heading back. Could I do, while I'm in there, could I kind of do a quick investigation to see if there's anything that stands out in the cabin itself?
Sure. Nice. Inside the cabin, the only other thing that you notice besides what I've already told you would be some figurines in little cubby holes near the window. There are 3 figurines. There are, let's see.
Do I know them as like some type of arcana focus type of thing? Do they look like?
No, you wouldn't recognize them.
All right. Like a voodoo doll type of thing?
No, they don't appear to be that. They're more like little statues, like little curios.
All right.
And let's see, is there anything else that you see with that roll? Nope, that's it.
All right.
She follows you back out to the cauldron. Now, do you intend
Ms.
to...
Green...
Oh, yes, go right ahead, dearie.
Oh, Ms. Greenteeth, I'm sorry, I didn't go into your lovely shop. You wouldn't happen to have any ruby dust, would you?
I'm sorry, my dear, I don't have any ruby dust. What do you need that for?
Oh, just something that I've been working on. It truly isn't important. I just thought I'd ask as long as you were here.
Would you like to take a look at my potions, dearie?
Oh no. I think Marzen is really the potion master of the group. I trust him to have checked out your potions and such.
Very well. Now, how else can I help you?
Oh, I think you've helped us quite enough. I mean, you've fed us and given us a map, and we certainly appreciate it very, very much.
Yes.
Do you have any arrowheads?
I'm afraid not.
Right.
Do you have potions? Could I get you some more stew, dearie? Looks like you finished yours.
Who's she asking?
Pretty much everybody.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, I couldn't. Thank you very much, though. I'm just full.
Suit yourself.
I'm full too, but I would love that recipe. And I kind of pull out. I have some parchment here if you would write it down.
Oh, sure. She takes a bit of coal from the fire and she writes down a few things on it, and most of it is like herbs and rabbit meat and water from there's a well behind her house. The well water is very important, as you know. She gives you the recipe. So you've got a handwritten recipe for Jenny's stew.
Well water part.
Well, I think we really need to be on our way. I hope you don't find it insulting if I leave you a gold piece for your trouble.
Oh my, of course not. Thank you, dearie. And she says, let me tell you what, I'll give you this. And she reaches into her apron pocket and she pulls out a little wooden coin and she hands it to you in exchange for the gold piece. It's it looks like she carved it herself. It's a little wooden coin. And
This is.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I think you're going to tell me what I'm going to ask.
I was just gonna say that it also is carved with the words "Pretty penny, show me Jenny." Oh, it's just a little rhyme that I wrote.
Well, this is a very interesting amulet. Does it hold anything special inside of it?
Flip the coin and utter the rhyme and see what happens. But I warn you, don't do it only do it in an emergency and never indoors.
Okay.
Tell me, do you have any news from the city, from Valakai? It's been so long since I've been there.
Nothing. It looks like the same old, same old.
Oh, yes.
You know, their burgermaster's loving his festivals. But we'll let you go. We don't want to keep you on any longer than you have to.
Very well. It's sad to see you go so soon, but I understand you're in a hurry.
Thank you so very much.
I bid you safe travels.
Happy day.
Toodaloo.
And off we go.
Okay.
Yep.
So you make your way back to the main road, and pretty easily you follow the path back the way you came, and you get back out on the road. And at this point, it's the day is starting to wane, and you make your way down the trail as far as the tree where the trail winds on either side of it. The tree kind of splits the trail.
Before we go that far, I want to say to the rest of the group, hey, did we get what we think we were trying to get from
Well, we
Teeth?
got a map, so hopefully if she's give us the right information, it's correct, then I'll kind of look at Mara and I'll say that coin, she said something unique with it. Are you able to figure out what it is?
I have a feeling that it's probably some kind of calling.
Are you able to identify it?
No, I don't think so. Can I do a perception check on it or a history check on it, Dave, to see if I can
investigation check.
Investigation.
What are you
All
trying
right.
to discern?
I'm trying to discern if I've seen anything like it before that would give me a hint as to specifically what it is.
It looks like a worthless wooden coin that she carved out of a piece of scrap wood.
All right. So Marzen, yeah, I've not seen anything like this, but just the way she described it, I think it may have some sort of enchantment feature to it.
Are you able to cast the spell Identify at all?
I don't think so. I asked, I guess what I should have done is asked her with Zone of Truth, but I don't think she would have, I think she would have been just as evasive as she was when I asked her what it was to begin with. Said, we'll just have to wait and see.
But the reason I ask is
Based,
because I caught wind off of her that there's something special about the well behind her place. And I'm kind of halfway interested to investigate the well. I think that might be dangerous and it lead to something like what happened with spiders in the woods.
I'm not too worried about it. So far it seems like she wasn't any hostile to us, so
She wasn't very hostile to us, but did we get what we were looking to get from any green teeth?
we'll find out if we
yeah, I guess we'll find. I guess we'll find out.
So we should write it off as, hey, we lived through it and continue on rather than back and try to learn more.
Yeah, that's what I say.
We need to get there.
Let's see if this map goes to what we're looking for.
Okay. Let's just stop and to check and make sure what we were looking to get.
All right. So, anything else, guys?
Well, I just wanted to finish my thought, Marzen, just to say I think this does have some sort of enchantment on it. She said, "Only outside and say the rhyme," and the rhyme is "Pretty penny, show me Jenny." I have a feeling it's some kind of calling. Like, I don't think this is the last time we've seen her. If I decide to use this coin, that would be my guess.
Yeah, I was just trying to see if you had if you were able to identify what this spell would have been. So that's what I was asking you earlier. If you're not able to, then
no, I'm not.
when we do it.
I am not at this time able to do that.
Probably get down the road then.
Yep, keep following the map, huh?
Yep. All right, cool. So you follow the map and you make it to the big tree that she talked about and indicate on the map, and that's where she suggested that you'd be able to find the path to the south. And it takes you a while to find it, but eventually you find that although obscured heavily by brush and overgrowth, there is a worn path that leads to the south. And I think that's where we'll end for tonight. You found the path. You found the path to Argynvostholt.
Are we evening again here?
Yeah, by this point it's evening.
So maybe we should set up camp before we end for the night.
A bad idea.
That will give me an opportunity to prepare some spells.